Hello, Crazy Crafters. We're here for a class today.
We are here for a class, not just any class. It's one of my favorite type of classes. It's all about the paper doll art journal. Ooh, we forgot to bring our book in. This is the first time ever we didn't bring our book. But we do collect each of these pages. They are 6 by 8.5. And we like to collect them and insert them into our special doll art journal book.
Yeah, so today we're creating a wine tasting girl. She's also the outdoor girl. And I think the scene is absolutely stunning. It makes me want to just jump into the page and join her.
I know, I like it too. So my name is Kara.
I'm Jackie.
And we are the mother-daughter team here at Krazy Kreations. And these paper dolls are an exclusive item for us. And I personally hand draw them. And I just love them. And I love creating seams. I just really like putting my dolls in different places.
It's just fun to let your creativity just explode. So if you are joining us for the live class, and hopefully you are because you're in the right spot, you'll need some tools and some supplies. So you'll need your kit with you, tweezers, scissors, a paper trimmer, adhesive, and some alcohol markers.
And most of all, you're going to need your creativity because we're going to sit here and have fun and we're going to enjoy each other for the next hour plus as we make this wonderful journal page, doll art journal page. Sorry, I have to say the whole thing or Jackie gets mad at me, so I flubbed up. Sorry. But again, this is the outdoor girl. If you want to make more, you want to look for the outdoor girl, and we have put her in a winery.
So we're going to take a look at the completed page, and then we're going to dive into creating the page itself. So let's take a look at what it's going to look like when we're all finished.
Sounds so good.
Okay, so here is the wine tasting girl.
I know, I just love this. So you could kind of see, this was a beer barrel kind of on our sticker sheet, but we're making it a wine barrel. And look, we got the wine bottle, the glass, those grapes. How fun is that? And then this is our outdoor girl, and she looks very casual. And whenever you go to these wineries, you always kind of see a brick background, right?
I think it goes perfectly, and so this is probably my favorite one so far.
And we also have, look at this little foliage I put there. To me, that looks like vines growing on the brick.
Exactly.
What do you think?
I agree. I love the tree. And let's take a closer look. You'll see all of the glitter accents in here. We're going to be creating all of this today. So let us know if you're excited to get started.
I know I am. So when you get your kit, you're always going to get a photo, so that will help you. So if we go a little fast, or you want to just listen today and drink your coffee or maybe your wine and just kind of watch, that's fine, because we have not only replay, but we have these written instructions that also give you the details of the cuts and things to put the whole page together, right?
Exactly.
So you get that. You also get kind of a list of the markers we used, and then in detail down here what we used on each object, what color. So I think that always helps too if you want to do something exactly the way that we did it. Also in here is a bunch of supplies. So you're going to have your papers, and here is the outdoor girl sticker. And then we do have some borders, so we're going to want to keep that handy. I love this blue paper. What do you think?
I thought it was a solid color at first, and now I realize there's this really fun abstract pattern on it.
It is. It's kind of like the sky. So you could either use this darker blue, or you could turn it over and have a lighter sky, but either one will work. And because it is abstract, each one looks a little bit different than the other, okay? So we have that paper. And by the way, this paper is from Lawn Fawn, and I just fell in love with it for sky. I just think it's perfect. Okay, then we have a few other stickers. We're going to be using, this is going to be our foliage, so we're going to want that handy to do the background. And believe it or not, this is going to be where we get our wine bottle and glass. So I think that's kind of cool. We're going to remove the circle. And then here is our barrel. Isn't that cool?
Wow, there's so many goodies in this kit.
I know. So we're going to want our chip girl. We'll kind of put that aside. More paper, and here is that wonderful brick on the back side, And this one, you could either have this as your kind of gravel, or you can use this one like I did. Either way. And then we just need a very small piece of this for her outfit. And what is this, Jackie?
This is our handmade microfine glitter paper. So we're going to put this aside and we'll need it shortly.
So let's get all of our papers out, and we are not going to need the flower paper until we put the girl together, so we'll put that aside. But let's get all the other papers and let's make the background first so that we could set our girl up in style. What do you say?
Okay, so I will read the cuts.
All right, so I'm going to get my paper trimmer. So we're going to cut all of our paper first, and then we're going to start putting the journal page together. Now, I do want to make an announcement that we are in love this whole weekend with lots of likes and loves, hearts going up and down, right?
Yeah, so if you like what you're seeing, you can always react and give a thumbs up on this video.
That's right.
All right, so we are going to start with the background paper. Now, did we mention the size of a doll art journal page?
I did briefly, but you can say it again.
Okay, it's 6 inches by 8.5 inches. So that's the total size of this page. So the brown paper will need to be 6 inches by 8.5 inches.
So the 8.5 is already on your 8.5 by 11. So we're actually just going to cut this at 6 inches, okay? Now, unfortunately, my little trimmer doesn't have 6 inches, so what is 11 minus 6?
5.
So I'm going to cut up 5, and the remaining piece should be the 6. Let's see if my math was right. Yes, it was. Yay.
Okay, so that was the background piece.
And I do want to let everyone know, look at this wonderful piece of paper. This is extra, so this is a good one to put in your fall stash,
It's a nice
right?
chocolatey brown.
I love it.
Is it called Bonbon?
Oh, I don't know.
Or
but
hot fudge.
It could be either one, but I think it's beautiful. I love it.
All right, so next we need the blue sky pattern paper, that lawn fawn paper.
Okay.
5 3/4 by 2.5.
Okay, so 2.5 is right here. So let's do that first. And 5 3/4, I am going to use the edge of this right here. Done.
All right, awesome. So now we'll do the brick pattern paper.
Okay. I love this paper.
So 6 inches on one side.
Okay, so is it a up and down probably?
Yes, up and down.
Okay, so 6 inches.
Then we'll need it to be 5 3/4 inches wide.
Okay, so again, I'm going to go like that. There we go.
Okay, and how about that plaid paper? Do you have that?
I do.
5 3/4 by 1.5.
So I'm going to do the 1.5 first. And then 5 3/4. Now, in case you're wondering, I don't have 5 3/4, so I'm just going to the edge of my paper trimmer. Hopefully they all kind of will line up, right?
I hope so. So that's all the papers have been trimmed, and we can start assembling this.
That was super easy, right?
Very.
Okay. Okay, so we obviously are going to want our page to be this way. Is that right?
Yes, and let's start from the top down. So starting with the top, we need that blue sky.
Now, do you like the dark blue or do you like the light blue?
Well, I like the dark blue, but let's mix it up so we have one dark, one light.
Okay.
Which one did you like?
The dark, but let's do what you said. Why not be a little different, right? Okay.
So that's going to go onto the brown paper. You want to leave a 1/4 inch, or is it an 1/8 inch?
No, an 1/8 inch.
An 1/8 inch
kind
matting.
of matting. Just a little bit of matting. There you go.
All right, and then the brick paper is next.
Okay, and so let's see how my cut went. We'll make it work with that foliage, right? Okay.
And by the way, we're just using our Tombow Mono Adhesive dot roller as our favorite adhesive, but you can use any type of double-sided tape, glue stick, any adhesive that you like.
So I have a question. If we put this on, how far down do we want it about?
Let's see.
And I have my Krazy Kreations.
It just says to overlap, so probably 1/4 inch overlap.
It looks like about 2 inches down, so about 2 inches. So we're going to go up about 1/4 inch or so.
That's what I said. But
All
go
right.
straight.
I'll let you make it straight. Is that straight?
No. Look at your matting on the
there
left.
You go. You did it. Oh, well, I'm over there thinking about drinking the wine, you know.
That was so not straight.
Okay. It's because of that one side over there, see?
And then last but not least, we'll add this to the bottom of the page.
Now, if you're like me and you have a little piece here, I'm actually going to cover that with some of this foliage. So don't worry about it, all right? Okay. Because we're here to have fun. So I think, though, we could do this for our, bottom. Or we could go, I kind of like the gray, but what do you like?
Okay, we'll go with the gray.
All right.
But just remember, you have double-sided paper, so you have options. Are you out of adhesive?
No, I'm just having a hard time today. That's why I'm glad that I'm sitting here crafting with you, because it's just been a hard day. You ever have one of those?
Unfortunately, I think we all do.
I will tell you one thing, though. We woke up today without all the smoke in the air.
Woohoo! It feels good to breathe clean air.
It does. I hope it keeps up, don't you?
Me too.
Okay, there we are. We got kind of the basics of the paper down.
Okay, so now we are going to need, it says straight borders. So we have some border stickers in our kit. They're these black lines, and we're going to use them on the seams of the papers.
I have to tell you, I love having these straight borders sometimes. They really make a difference between the seams. So all you have to do to use these is to go ahead and peel, and they have adhesive on the back. So you're simply going to go across the seam, right?
Yes, so where the two papers meet, you just kind of put your black line down and press. Now we have a question about the chipboard doll for this outdoor girl. I guess she's out of stock on our website, but we will be restocking that very soon.
Like right away, because I just brought in some packaged ones, so I did them myself.
So I will give you an insider tip. The best way to be notified when that comes back is to put your email in the Notify Me section on the product page. When we restock, you get an automatic email.
But I can guarantee you they will be in stock right after this video.
All right, we need another one up here.
Okay, so let's go ahead. I have to kind of turn it toward me or I can't see. Sorry. All right, is that okay?
Looks good.
I just, look at the difference that made. Don't you think so?
It adds more detail.
I love that. It looks so finished. Now these little pieces can also be used maybe for some other project if we don't use them today. So all I like to do is put them kind of back on here, and then I can peel them when I want them.
Okay, we are going to peel some leaves and cut some larger leaves and adhere on top of the brick. So now we're making our foliage. Our vines.
Okay, so you got a half a sheet of our mini fern, and the thing is there's all different foliages on here, but you're going to notice that some are kind of the size that it looks like there, but some are not. And the thing is you can cut these into the sizes that you want, so that's why it looks like that, okay? So take it out of that plastic. Now, I will tell you, this is kind of a different material than we normally use, right?
How so?
In the sense that it's not vinyl. It's like a metal.
Okay.
And because of that, you need to be a little bit more gentle when you peel, because I've peeled from here and it breaks.
So
Has that happened to you before?
Yeah, so it's a little bit thinner.
Yes. So you want to be a little careful. So in order, maybe what I'll do is I'm going to weed. And weeding means I'm going to take off all this garbage part, so when I'm picking up my leaves, it's a little bit easier. Okay? So all I did was bend my corner down and I'm removing what we call the garbage, correct? Jackie's shaking her head, so that means yes. Okay, so now we're going to start over here and we're going to move along. Oh boy. Okay, so let's just start with an easy leaf. What do you say?
Sounds good. This is all you. You created this technique, so I'm letting you instruct this part.
Okay. All right, so now that I have it, you could do it any way you want. So let's take our time, and I'm just going to kind of put them along this black line. And you can see you don't really see the black line all that much in the finished one, right? So now that I did that, let's take another easy one. I call these easy because we're not cutting it, you know what I mean?
We're just peeling and placing them on the top of the brick wall.
And we could, you know, put them different ways. And sometimes I don't press them all the way down because what if I want to pick it up, you know? And now it's just a matter of filling in. So if I take this one, I could actually trim off that if I want to. And then I have two. And so just kind of start filling in. So this may take just a little bit. What do you think, Jackie? Are you going to give us?
Take your time, and we have to go across pretty much the entire wall.
Now, if you like this one, you can use it. I used it on the end over here. Maybe I'll use it on each end. It's really up to you. Looks like I have another one.
Did you use this one at all?
I didn't, but you can. Remember, I have this dysfunctional paper over here, so I'm going to try to hide it. But I really think this reminds me of like if you are at a winery and you have the vines. Now, if you don't want to, you don't have to do any right here, because if you put your chip doll, you're going to see where she's going to be kind of over here, so you won't really need it right there. Do you see what I mean?
Mm-hmm. So we just need to fill in over here and over here.
Yes, correct. So now I'm going to take this bigger one right here, and I'm just going to cut some pieces. So who out there has kind of ripped one? I bet yes, somebody has. Maybe I'll just go. And I know what you're thinking. I didn't mean it that way, Jackie. Is that what you're thinking?
Yeah. Ripped a sticker. Torn.
Yeah. Who's torn a sticker? But do you see how this is? And then once you put it together, it's just going to look really cool, I think. And it's just kind of working along. Do you like it?
I think it looks really good.
Okay, I think we'll just put a couple more and then we're done. And so I have these little pieces, but do you see how you just don't need a full sheet?
So you're going to have some extra ferns on there. You can use them for another project. And these green ones are just really bright. I like the color that it brings into the scene instead of just black. It really pops it.
I agree. Okay, so you're going to get us ready for what we're doing next, right?
Okay, so the next thing we need to do is add our sentiment to the top of the page over here. This sentiment can be found on the wine sticker. So let's grab our wine sticker.
Okay, the wine sticker right here.
And we'll need to take it out of the plastic. And so we need to say whine a little, laugh a lot. No whining.
No whining, unless it's W-I-N-I-N-G.
Oh, okay. So I took my tweezers to peel the sentiment right off of the sheet. And now I'm just going to place it where I desire. So right up there in the top left looks good. This is a very whimsical sentiment, so it doesn't have to be perfectly straight.
Right, and if you are somebody who likes it straight, you can use your Krazy Kreation ruler. You could either lay it there or draw a line, right? Like a pencil line, and then erase it.
Now, if you have any inside pieces of the letter, like on the E here for me, I'm going to put it down and then I'm going to get that out later. So put your sticker down.
I love this font, don't you?
It's really cute.
I don't know if we're straight on the screen. I think we are now.
So peeling and placing, and then we'll line it all up and take out the innies. One more word. Lot. Okay. All right, do we like the position of all these? Because this is the time where you can lift them up and adjust. This A is a little wonky. And look,
it's getting wonkier, isn't it?
It just wants to spin. All right, I like that. So press, press, and now we can pick out the little details. So just go in with your tweezers and kind of use it as a pick to get all the little insides out.
I don't know if the inside of the L comes out, does it?
Yep, got it. I'm really far away. Good enough for me. So we also need the little tiny underline.
Yes.
So you can find that right here.
I have to tell you, I think there's still a piece right in here between the O and the T.
I couldn't see it very
I know,
well.
so I'm giving you a hand. I like that little swish. So I think there's a piece in here somewhere. I'm not sure, but it looks like it to me. Let me hold this up. Sorry, guys. There.
Surgery.
There we go. See, doesn't that look better?
Maybe we can
This
read
little
the word.
tiny piece. Okay, so we got the sentiment. Look at us. We're going along.
So let's see what's next. We're going to do some coloring. So we've done pretty much all the background papers. We added a couple of things on here. Now we need our glittery embellishments.
Okay, let's do it. So I'm going to move this over right on top here, and we're going to get that glitter paper. Shall we start with our wine barrel?
Okay. So what we're going to do is we are going to burnish our handmade microfine glitter paper with our hand. Just go back and forth, or you can go in circles. I like to do both.
Now, burnishing is very important to remove any excess glitter and also to make it nice and shiny. So we want our glitter to have bling, right?
Of course, and that gets a little bit of the extra off. It makes it shinier, smoother, and it feels like velvet. Okay,
so here is that, kind of was a beer barrel, but in our case it's going to become a wine barrel, right?
Yeah, so we'll peel the outline just by sticking our finger under the line. Just like that. It's all one piece. We will put it on the glitter paper and rub it. Do we need anything else from the sheet?
I don't believe so, no.
Okay.
But I think while we're doing this, shall we do the whole scene here?
Okay, so we're going to put this off to the side. So you have a couple of extra stickers. Then we have our wine stickers. So we're going to peel this part.
We are, and then we're going to do some surgery.
Or am I going to stake it down or cut in the air?
No, I cut in the air. Okay, so this particular, as we're handing off, you can see very clearly where the bottle, the glass, and the grapes are. So all you have to do is use your scissors to release this circle here and up here. And I love this about our stickers, don't you? That you can alter them so easy.
Yep, it's really easy just to make a couple little changes and you have a whole different sticker.
And we're also going to remove this like table thing because it doesn't really fit on top of our wine barrel, okay? So now that I've taken all that off, you can leave this all put together. How do you like that?
Okay, that was really neat. We have that on our glitter paper.
Now before we go any further, I would like to point out one thing. If you noticed on the bottom of this page here, there's some of these circles here. I just added that as a fun decoration, and where I got that from was this circle. I just kind of took a piece, and I don't know how to show you, but I just kind of took a piece and I cut it, and then I did the same thing over here. You don't have to do that. I just did it because I thought it added something, okay?
Before we move on from this wine sticker, we need some of the dragonflies and butterflies.
So would you do that part or not, Jackie? I'm sure people are asking.
Me, I probably wouldn't. But you know what would be fun is if this was a different pattern here so it looked like a path. Like you change the paper inside the circles.
Oh. See, we all think differently. That's part of the fun of creating together. Everybody has a different idea. I wonder what your ideas are out there.
If you have any twists you're adding to your page, you can always let us know in the comments. Okay, so now we need to open up our doll outline sticker. Here she is. You don't want to peel? I'll peel. So we're going to peel the tree.
Okay, the tree is a little tricky, so I will do the tree. How's that? So I just want to tell you all that when we peel this tree, I actually cut the pieces. So that will help me save glitter paper, and I'll show you how in a minute. But all of these pieces, you could probably tell my tree looks a little different than this tree, because I kind of wanted it to be a little larger than this tree, so I kind of pieced it. Okay, so when we peel the tree, the leaves are going to come along with the tree, which makes it a little bit, different, I guess, right?
Yeah, the leaves are solid.
So you see that? So you could keep the tree the way it is. So as much as I tried to piece it, let's just kind of see size-wise. It's not that much different. So if you find this easy, fine. But what I found better for saving glitter paper is cutting some of these parts off and then sticking them back the way I wanted.
So you're trimming one of the branches.
So can you grab that for me? And then I'm going to trim the top. I can't see with your hand.
Okay.
Gosh, you're too fast. And then you can put these back anywhere you want on the tree, right?
Exactly.
Okay, so then look how much you can save of glitter paper, don't you think so?
It looks like a sad tree.
It does, but we'll put it back together. Okay, and then you can put the other branches on.
All right, so we have this one. And then we have the other one.
So I'm just kind of showing you what I do. I do things a little differently sometimes. You don't have to do it this way, but sometimes it saves you some glitter paper as well. Now, I think we need a couple more things. We need the pants, the purse, and the shoes. Shall we go ahead and get that or not really? You want to wait?
Let's do it all at one time.
Okay, so the pants are way over here on the sticker sheet. I'll hand it to you. And then we need 2 shoes. There's one. And here's the other. And then we are literally done with that.
Purse.
Oh yeah, you reminded me. The purse. Here we go.
Okay, look at all the extra glitter paper you have. So I would definitely save that, put it in my crafty stash, and look, you can have some extra glitter paper. So now we're going to take our finger and rub all over the outline stickers. Burnish, burnish, burnish.
But not those dark leaves.
Okay.
Because we could pick those up and cut underneath, right?
Yeah, but if you already burnished them, it's not really a big deal.
No, it's not.
Okay, here we go. We are ready to color. Who's ready? All right, what should we start with? The barrel, because that was our first thing?
Yes, let's do that. So we're going to use E28, E40, and then we're going to do the band CG06, which is a gray.
All right, so we've got our 3 colors right here.
Oh, and we might want to get CG02 for the nozzle, okay?
Here it is right here. So we're going to be using these 2 browns for the barrel and these 2 grays for the bands. So we're going to do the dark to light method, and that means we're going to start by putting in our shadows with the dark color, then coming in with the light color and blending it out. If you need a coloring reference on where to put your dark colors, you have your photograph. You also can look at the sample right here.
That's a good idea.
All right, so I'm going to zoom in so we could just see a little bit bigger. I think it's important to see while you're coloring.
And yeah. Is that good? Like that? Kind of good?
There, good. Okay, so I'm just going to do one section at a time. Take it slow. So first we're going to take the E28. I'm going to put it in here, so around the top and a little on the bottom. I recommend leaving your caps off for this area because we're going to be going back and forth a lot. So I put my marker at the edge of the E28 and I'm dragging or pulling the color.
I also find it helpful when you get to these parts that you do just a little bit of the dark color on each of these kind of planks.
Okay. I'll bring mine down a little bit like that. There. And then we'll go back to our E40 and we will just drag that color into the white space. Now this is a very rustic looking barrel, right?
It is, and I think that just kind of is part of the scene.
All right, so we have 2 of these sections done. We want each of them to kind of look a little bit different too. We don't want to have them all looking the same.
Yeah, I think that's a good point because who has a barrel that has exact same?
So if you want to make them look a little bit different, just add the shadows in a slightly different area. And I'm using the side of my marker.
Yes, the side of the brush really helps flow and blend. I love that. This isn't a pen where you want to go up and down, right?
Right. It's like a paintbrush. That looks so good. Okay, we're going to keep going. Just kind of add a little variation with color. The bottom part below the spout is probably just going to be that dark brown color.
I would agree.
Side of the brush, E40. And just filling this white area in. And then we'll have one more spot just in this row. Sometimes it's hard to see what part is what on the sticker. So having a coloring reference really helps. Okay, so that part looks awesome. So let's go ahead and do the wood in between the bands. Now this is a much smaller section, so we're going to use less dark. And I'm going to probably do all the way across at a time.
Yeah, when it's a small area, you have to be very aware of how much dark you put, because if you put too much, it is going to look all dark, right?
Exactly. So I'm just making sure that there's a little bit of dark. Look, that looks like wood.
It looks great. How is everyone else out there doing? Give us a like if you're doing well.
Thumbs up. Okay, so we are just blending this. It's coming to life. And we have a little bit more to do on the bottom. I'm just going to do all of the bottom ones because they're so skinny.
I would agree. I think that's a good way to go.
Uh-oh, I got a little bit of brown in my gray.
That's okay. It's rusty. It's a rusty strap because it's close to the bottom.
Okay. So
now, do you need to clean your brush?
You know, I really should. So just take some scratch paper and do some squiggles or some dots on your paper with your light marker, so E40. So that dark brown will come right off the tip.
Now you did that really harsh.
This markers we need to refill.
It's dry, huh?
Okay, so now we're going to use our CG06 for those metal bands. You can use the fine tip if you would like, or the brush tip. It's up to you. I'm going to try the fine tip.
Yeah, I like having that fine tip option because sometimes when you want to go in between lines, it's really much easier. Don't you think so?
It is. It sounds scratchier, but it's not hurting the marker.
That looks great. Now, it's really hard to blend with that fine tip, so that's not really something you want to do with the fine tip.
Yeah, so I'm going to flip over to the brush tip to do some shading on this little spout. And so there's the dark, and then we'll use our CG02 to just do some blending. So I'm pulling that color into the white space just so that it can have some contrast and looks like metal.
That looks great. Now before you move on, I'm going to go ahead and cut this out so we could all have it trimmed because I don't think people want to watch us cut everything.
Okay.
Okay, so look how beautiful this came out. Isn't that just gorgeous? How did yours come out?
Let us know if you're happy with your wine barrel.
So I'm going to use my scissors and I'm just going to kind of isolate this out as we continue coloring. All right.
All right, well, we have our browns out, so I think it's time we tackle the tree. So we're going to add a darker brown to the mix. That would be E18. So the tree is going to be E18 for the dark, and then our light color will be the E28 that we just used on the wine barrel. So starting with the dark, which is our E18, we're just going to do one section of the tree at a time. So I'll start with this little guy down here. Add the dark. Come in with the E28. And there we go. So you're not going to see a whole lot of contrast. So it's just to add just a little bit of shading on the areas of the tree.
I think having the darker tree against the wine barrel, you know, is a good kind of offset to that brown. You don't want all the same colors.
Right. This is a very skinny part at the top, so I did it all with E18. And then I just added a few more areas where I thought, hey, that would look good shaded. And then I'm going to come in with that E28 and pull the color. See, in the larger area of the tree, you can actually see the two colors of brown. That looks really good. Any more brown?
No? Yes, on the little heel of the shoe over here, I don't know if anyone could see that. Let me show you. The little heel right here is the brown.
So I think that's E28, so I'm just going to take that color and do the heel. Okay, we're done with brown. Woohoo! What should we do next?
Well, I think we should do the pants and the
Purse? Okay. So the pants, it looks like she's wearing jeans or leggings, jeggings.
Jeggings,
Skinny
right.
jeans.
I love that.
So we're going to give her a denim look with B47 and BGY03. Again, dark to light. I think this is my favorite blue.
It is. It's a beautiful blue. You know, I really do like that navy-ish blue. I like the other blue too, though. I think you can't have enough blues.
Blue is beautiful. Now I added some dark. I'm going to come in with my BGY03 and I'm going to go to the edge here and just drag that color. And look, it's like magic.
That looks so good.
There. One more leg. If you need a reference on where to add your shading, use your picture. I find that it helps a lot. It doesn't help when you're first creating it though.
That is so true. That looks just like denim. Especially after you wash your jeans, right?
Yeah. Okay. And her purse is blue. So let's add some blue here.
Now you may have noticed that we left behind a little piece of the purse, the little latch, but we'll put it in later. Because we'd rather color and then put that in separately.
Do you think her purse is made out of denim too?
I do, why not?
Now if you go outside the lines like I just did, don't worry because remember, we are cutting things out. Okay, we did the pants and the purse. That was so fast.
If you finish the shoes and do these bugs, I'll start cutting that while we concentrate on the wine.
So the shoes look like they are solid black.
They are, and because the glitter has some gold or in it, it's going to look really fun through the black. Don't you agree?
Yeah, and it doesn't go on like a solid black. It's a little bit lighter with the flecks of gold glitter. So I'm doing solid black shoes. And what was the other thing? The bugs?
Yes, the butterflies and the dragonfly. Now this is where we're going to look at the other blue on the dragonfly. I think it's funny you did 2 dragonflies and 1 butterfly, and I did 2 butterflies and 1 dragonfly. I think that is hilarious. But you could do it any way you want.
So for the dragonflies, I have the BO9 and the BO2. We'll grab the BO9. And we're just doing the wings because the rest is solid. So this is a little tiny bitty area.
And now do you see the difference in the blues?
Yeah, very different. There we go. And our butterfly is supposed to be purple to match her sweater. So we have BV08 and BV00. Just adding a little bit of that dark purple and then using the light purple to blend it out. How pretty.
That is beautiful. So I'm going to come in, swoosh, has the glitter kind of police, and I'm going to remove these pieces so I could cut, so you don't have to watch me cut everything on screen. And I'm just going to do this. So if you're going to cut anything today after you color, just cut the pants and the shoes so we could put the girl together. And you could do all the rest later, okay?
Okay. So now that we just have our wine glass, and the grapes. So we just had those purples out. So let's continue with the purples to do the grapes.
Yes, I love those grapes, don't you?
I think they're really nice. So it looks like you used the 2 purples again.
That's true.
If you wanted to add a little bit of a plum color to your grapes, instead of using BV00, you could also use the light red R03. That will add more of a pinkish color to your grapes. Okay, so we're gonna do
If you want violet, you could also do RV00.
You can make some green grapes too.
That's true. Gosh, so many possibilities, Jacqueline.
I prefer white wine, so I would have the green grapes.
Do you know, though, I think most wineries, don't they have the purple? Like if you go wine tasting?
I usually have a mix.
You think we would know because we kind of used to live close to the wine country.
I just went wine tasting for the first time last month.
Really?
Yes, it was fun.
Wow.
But I really discovered I don't like red wines. I like the white wines. But I kind of already knew that. But it really just confirmed it for me. Do you like white or red wine?
I like them both. It depends. My mood. But I really have been into having more of a margarita, to be honest.
I like that when it's hot, but when it's cold outside, wine.
What do you guys like out there? Wine or something else?
So let's do this wine here in the glass. Wonder what color you used for that one.
Okay, so I used the R17 with the BV08, I believe, and then I just used a little BV08.
So these two?
Yeah. No, R17.
Oh, I thought you said RV.
No.
I was wondering how that would make that color. Okay, so the light color is the red?
Yes.
Okay. So we're going to add a little bit of the purple.
See, I get to design, and then Jackie kind of recreates, so she gets to do one too. That's kind of how we do it. I think that's fun, don't you? Because you've never done this one.
And then I have to recreate it just like you. All right, so now I have R17. And we are going to just blend this out.
How does that look?
It's working. I probably never would have put these colors together.
Yeah, that looks like a wine. That's beautiful.
So there's our wine, our red wine. For the top of the glass, we're going to want some, is that the BGY?
Yeah.
I think it's this
or
color.
Or BO2, either one.
And then the colorless blender. So Tammy says she's a red wine gal.
Ooh. You go, Tammy.
Just a little bit of this color, not very much, okay?
So red wine can be a Pinot Noir, I think, or a Cabernet, or a Merlot. There's lots.
So when we take the colorless blender, what we're doing is we're just going to kind of erase the line by dragging the color. And then it will look like a glass. It'll have a slight color, but not very noticeable. That's it.
That's beautiful.
And so now we have our green bottle.
Don't you think most wine bottles are kind of greenish?
I think so. You know, you think you know, and then you question yourself. You have to actually really study. Okay, so the greens, YG29 is the dark green. We're going to add the dark green. And I'm doing it on the top and bottom of the bottle. Then we'll take our YG00 and we will blend that out.
Now what does YG stand for?
Yellow green, so it's like an olive color.
It's actually my favorite type of green. I'm not really a Kelly green person. Although the season is coming up where there is a lot of Kelly green, wouldn't you say?
Yep, Christmas is a true green. And now we just have some fun little swirls. So you can use any colors you want for the little swirls on the label of the wine bottle. I'm going to be using a combination of blues.
That's kind of what I did. I like blue. It's kind of a happiness thing.
I've never seen a wine label like this, but I think that would be fun.
Yeah.
They're usually plain. Did you finish cutting?
Oh, I am, but I'm going to cut those pieces that you're coloring all together with everybody.
Ooh, so pretty. So it was B47, B09, and B02.
I know, it's beautiful. And is this your last coloring? It is. You're done.
I'm done.
Wow, that was really great. So look at that. Isn't it wonderful? Now it's time to cut these out. So as you know, I've already pre-cut some that, oh look, we forgot to cut this part of the table out. So I'll do that when I'm cutting. So I'm going to cut a little bit along with you as we're talking. And then remember, if you cut it all, please cut out the pants and the shoes so that we can put the girl together. Right now I'm tackling the wine because you could always cut these pieces out later, right, Jack?
Yep, you can always do that later and just piece it together and glue it on.
But because we want to show you a finished project, I'm going to go ahead and get this cut out so we could talk while I'm cutting, right?
What are we going to talk about?
Oh, isn't that a song?
No, that's Let's Give Them Something to Talk About.
Oh, yeah, well, let's give them something to talk about. What would that be? Well, we could talk about how fall is right around the corner. So we need to do a fall doll art journal page. And I haven't even thought what that should be. So maybe we could ask for some suggestions.
Okay, well, if you have any suggestions for us for a fall doll art page, you're always welcome to share in the comments. If you have any questions about this project or anything, you can also ask us in the comments.
Yes. Now, I just want to point out that I am pulling up some of these pieces that are a little bit more solid because I didn't want to fussy cut them. So I'm just taking my tweezers and I am literally just picking that piece up and cutting behind it. I think it gives a nice clean edge that way. What do you think?
I agree.
Now I am going to cut out that little line around the glass here. I think you did such a great job with the coloring.
And don't worry about getting so close to that line. We do have a trick up our sleeves for how to make that white core of the paper disappear.
Yeah, so now right here, do you see where those two are touching? I'm actually going to go in and cut through that sticker to get this inside piece. So when it goes back together, it won't matter, right?
Right. Okay, we have a suggestion.
Ooh, yay. What?
A girl in a barn with hay for fall.
Oh, that's a good suggestion.
We do have the girl in the overalls.
We do. I love that. Okay, so there's this piece all cut. I don't know how yours looks, but this is how mine looks. And now I'm going to tackle the tree.
Okay.
And then,
okay, what are you saying?
just a second, I was going to put all the pieces here that we've cut, just so we could see what's here. And the one, and this. Okay, go. We have more suggestions?
One more suggestion. How about a trick-or-treating doll art page?
Ooh, trick-or-treating.
But that wasn't our fall. We were asking about fall. I think you have one in mind for...
You know, now that you say that, I do kind of have a fun Halloween one, but I like the fall one too, so maybe we'll do both. What do you think?
Interesting.
Okay. I try to be ahead a little bit, but boy, have I had a lot going on here, haven't I?
Very busy, and we are going to be doing a few more expo shows. One is in Arizona next week.
Yep.
And then 2 in California, Sacramento and Ontario, California.
Okay, so again, where it's solid, I just am kind of not going to waste my glitter paper. I'm cutting behind it.
By the way, the doll art tag that we just revealed yesterday, I think she looks like she's trick-or-treating.
You do.
I do.
I could see why you think that. You should check that out. Who here is in our doll club? Because that one is being mailed to you as we speak. It's already gone. Right?
Yes. We try to shoot for the, our goal is the 10th of the month. But sometimes it's before, and sometimes it's a little after, depending on how much craziness is going on.
Now I will tell you another trick with these little leaves is you could cut them off completely if you want to, and then just put them on separately because they are a sticker.
Yes, we are doing the Sacramento show. We will be there. Right now, Eric and I are scheduled to go.
Yep, that's kind of in almost our backyard, isn't it?
Just a few hours away.
Okay, so look at that. I got this one. I'm getting there. And I don't know if you want to do any of that black line while we're waiting.
Oh, yes, I can do that. How about a hayride girl?
Ooh, we could have a hay, what would that be? What kind of car? It's a hay truck?
Tractor?
Tractor, got it.
I don't know about you, but I don't think that you could ever be too old to go to the pumpkin patch. Does anyone else agree with me?
I like the pumpkin patch. So yeah, I would agree.
We used to live in an area where they had a good pumpkin patch. There was a corn maze. They had like a little petting zoo. But that corn maze was massive.
Yeah, I didn't really like it because I tended to not be able to find my way out.
Oh, yes. We've been lost a few times, but that's the fun part.
So I'd come out, somehow I make my way out to the parking lot of the corn maze and have to get back inside so you guys knew where I was.
Well, so they actually sell a map of the corn maze, an aerial map, but they charge you for it. So we didn't buy it, and then we ended up following a little kid who had bought the map, and he had like about 10 other adults following him around. It was funny.
The good old days. I think doing something outside like that is just perfect for what, this whole virus and stuff. Just being in the outdoors is at least makes you feel really good, you know what I mean?
Yes, especially when it starts to get a little cooler. The air is cleaner from less wildfires.
Yes, we have had so many wildfires this year up here in Northern California. It's terrible. We've been surrounded. And luckily, it didn't impact us this year so far. But it's terrible air quality. But today we woke up and we had great air quality, didn't we?
Yeah, I really am enjoying it.
Okay, so I'm on my last tree in case you're wondering where did I go. I decided to hold it closer to me so I could see better. And then we're going to start putting this together and then we'll do our girl, right?
Yes. Meryl is saying a corn maze is not for her. Well, then you wouldn't like the haunted corn maze I went in one year. That one was scary.
What did they do in that?
So they only let you go 2 people at a time, and around every corner, and you never knew because it was dark. You never knew where somebody was standing or hiding. They would pop out at you and chase you and do all this stuff.
Oh, I would not like that.
It was scary.
I'm not into that scary movie stuff either. I don't like that. One time in college, that movie Halloween came out. And we went with some guys in our dorm, and they sat behind us, and every scary part, they would put their hands on us, like, ah!
Well, in that maze, this guy was chasing us at one point, and the dirt turned to sand, so I felt like I couldn't get away from him.
Oh, wow. Okay, so we have all our pieces. I don't know if you want to do the white thing on the one I just put down, but I'm just letting you know.
I think we're good.
The white thing, I meant the black marker. Okay, so is everyone ready? Look at all these pieces we have. So we're going to put these together now. I'm going to move them aside and Jackie will hand them to me as we need them. Sound like a plan?
Okay, what are we going to start with?
I think we ought to start with the tree. Can we see? I think we have to go out a
Should
little
we
bit.
put our doll down just for reference?
Yes, let's do that. And that's what I like about having the chip doll, is it's always good just to kind of see where is she going to be, and then we could kind of know where to put the rest.
All right, so do you want this first?
Yeah, let's do that. Okay, so I'm just going to turn this over. Now with our glitter paper, you do need to use adhesive. Okay, so I think right about, what do you think? Here we need some room for that purse.
Yeah, I think that looks good.
Okay.
Tree next?
Yep, let's do it. So we're going to go with the tree. So this part's pretty easy. We're just going to kind of put it kind of like this, I think, right?
Yep.
So we are going to have to put some adhesive where the white paper is. And sometimes you might need a little bit on the leaves if they got a little unsticky.
Okay, so we have our other two branches where we can kind of decide where to put those.
Okay, now see, this is where I don't want it all over my wine bottle. So maybe there. And where's the other one? Oh, here it is, hiding. Maybe we want this one to be, how did I do that? It looks like I did something more or less like this. What do you think? Does that look good?
Looks good.
Okay. I like that when you cut the tree, don't you guys like that tip? Because you could kind of then manipulate how you want things.
Yeah, you're not stuck with the way that the sticker was designed. You can change it up a little bit.
Yep, and in fact, I think I'm going to make a little bit of a change right here. So where are our scissors? I have them, don't I? Okay, so you see where this little treetop is? I'm going to cut that off a little bit, I think. Jackie's all you are? And I think I'm going to make it more at an angle. And then I'm going to put this piece right here. Doesn't that look better? I love that.
There, now we can see. Okay, looks good.
Okay, so there's our tree. How does your tree look? Now let's put some of the pieces on. What should we do next?
How about the wine?
Okay. So I like to kind of just see how it's going to look first, because maybe I'll want to move my barrel down. But I kind of like that. Do you think it should go a little lower? Because I didn't press it all the way down.
Yeah, let's do a little bit lower.
Something fell on the floor. Hopefully nothing we needed. Okay. I think that's going to look really good now. What do you think? Yeah. Better, right?
Uh-huh.
Now, is our wine barrel a little crooked?
Sure is. She was drinking too much.
Drinking. The barrel was drinking.
There.
All right. And then you could just kind of place it however you want. I think it should go more toward the girl. What do you think? There. Okay. Perfect. Now what?
Now we need to do the bugs and the purse.
Okay, so here's the purse, and if I remember, there is a piece of the purse missing, so we're going to come find that piece. And that's right here in the purse.
It's the little latch the closure.
Yes. And we'll just kind of stick it on there. All right.
And then our bugs. We have a butterfly and 2 dragonflies.
How does that help me, what you just did? Okay, so we're going to put some tape on there. That's kind of funny that you put them up there. All right. How about one over here? I just think these are so cute. I love this sky paper. I just can't get over how much I love it. And the butterfly.
So Gail will be at the Mesa show next week.
Oh, Gail, I hope you'll come say hi to me. I'm doing 3 different make and takes during the whole weekend, so hopefully we could craft together.
You'll get to meet Kara and then Mr. Krazy, who cuts all the laser designs.
Yes. Now, before we go any further, I noticed that there's some tufts of grass around here. So we are finding those tufts right here on this Outdoor Girl sticker page. And I think just kind of adding a little bit around the tree kind of gives the idea that maybe there's a little planter area back there, right?
So 1, 2, 3, 4.
So there's 2, and then we'll kind of do a couple more. 3. And then one over here.
Yep.
All right.
So guess what?
What?
All we have to do is dress our doll.
Yay. Okay, look at that. Isn't that beautiful?
That looks really good.
All right, so we're going to move this page for now, and we're going to work on the doll. So you're going to want your chip doll, and the very first thing we're going to do is there is a girl, the whole girl, and this outline sticker is going to go on the chip. Now, if your chip happens to have a little bit of soot, take your... I'm really lazy. I take my sleeve and I go like this, but mine's looking pretty good. But that way you just can kind of clean it a little bit so when we color the skin. All right, so here we go. Because these are cut on a laser, it does get soot, right?
It does. That's just the natural part of laser. So just a tiny bit of dirt is on your chipboard. But we're going to peel that whole entire doll sticker and lay it on the chipboard.
Okay, so we have the whole girl here, and I like to kind of grab a little bit at the top and the bottom, and then I zero in on a spot in the middle. So I'm going to start kind of at her hand on the left side, make my way up, whoops, and usually if I release, it'll get kind of close, and I'm going to release on the bottom. Then I'm going to take my tweezers and just kind of manipulate it. So take your time. I think I'll go up here first. How do you do it? Same?
I watch you.
Oh. You don't do the paper dolls?
No.
You don't have time, is that why?
No time.
Now, if you have a little bit of the white showing, don't worry, we're going to color, so it's no problems.
The clothing will be layered too, so don't worry if her sweater is off a little bit, or her jeans, or the shoes. So the only really important parts are the skin, the face, the hair, and the hands.
Yeah. So if I have a little bit of wrinkle in here because I really want to match my hands, I'm not going to worry about it. That's kind of what Jackie was just saying. Okay, I don't know if I'm even in the screen. I'm just kind of out enjoying myself here. Now, why do we have a chip?
The chip allows us to skip fussy cutting.
And because it has a 3D, right? So I'm just going to let that wrinkle. I like it.
We're going to cover it.
Yeah, that's why I don't care. Isn't that good?
Okay.
All right, so now the next thing is make sure it's pressed down, you know, so that it doesn't come up. And we are going to do the face and the hair. And it looks like there's some hands. So hands, neck, face, hair. Okay, and that's going to be colored directly on the chipboard. Oh, it looks like we have a little bit of skin down here too.
Ankles.
Yeah.
So the skin is E00 and WG00.
Now this WG00 is the lighter tone, and this is what we'll use to shade the E00. So we're going to go ahead, start with our WG00, and we're going to color right on this chipboard. And because there's not a lot, I'm just going to do it all at once. Okay, so I did the ankles, the hands, the head, the neck. Now to add a little bit of interest, I'm going to give it some shading. So I'm going to use my EOO. And I'm just going to kind of shade a little bit under the neck.
She's been tanning.
And you know what? This dries a little lighter, so it's darker when you first apply it. And I'm not going to worry about the ankles. And then you want to come in and go back with your light color, WGOO, and kind of just get that in there, blended. And that's it.
And if it looks a little dark, it will be toned down when you color the hair.
And it'll become lighter when it dries. What about our cheeks?
R03 or
RVOO. Okay, so now I want to add some cheeks just a little bit. So I'm going to use this RVOO, but I don't want it to be too dark. So what I like to do is take my WGOO and kiss the top of this RV and just add that this way. I find that way it's more natural looking and it's not so dark. What do you think?
Looks like she's had a couple of glasses. Does your face get hot when you drink too much?
Sometimes. Okay, now the hair is going to be this beautiful black, so we're going to use 100 and then the dark gray CG06, and we'll start with the darkest. And if you have a little bit of white of your chip showing, this is a good time to just kind of put some of the black on that.
And you can make her hair any color you want. So if you want to do a brunette, you could do that, a blonde, a redhead, rainbow hair.
And I'm just kind of adding dark wherever I want. There's not really, you know, a rhyme or a reason on these paper dolls. You just kind of do what you want. Now, if I want to, I might use my nib to get really close to the sticker. I just didn't want to get it onto the skin, right? You know, for witch's hair, you could have purple highlights.
Purple highlights, green highlights.
Yeah. Okay, and then those parts that I left white, I'm going to come in with my darker gray. Just kind of add a little bit of interest in here. You can see where it kind of has a lighter tone that way in there. What do you think?
Looks good.
And her skin is starting to get light, like you said. Okay, so now it's time to put the pants on.
Oh.
Or you want, yeah, we're going to put the pants and the shoes. I'm going to let you do that part.
All right.
Dress your girl.
She's only going to have pants and shoes for right now. So here's her jeans, her skinny jeans. And then her shoes.
Now for the pants, I did cut through the sticker and I got to that inside part just like I did with something else that we cut. Oh, the wine glass.
Looks like I didn't put these pants on up enough.
Well, you need to dress your girl the right way.
She needed a belt because her pants kept falling down. So there we go. We need to see those little ankles. There.
All right. And now we need to do the top. So remember that pretty purple paper? This is where that comes in. And we're going to go ahead to our sticker sheet and we're going to peel this top. Now when you peel these and you let them relax, they do go back into shape, so it'll fit perfectly back onto the girl. All right. Now I went ahead and I put the negative here back in here because I thought that added a little bit of interest. You don't have to, but I'm going to do what I did in my sample. So I'm going to take that out and I'm just going to stick that back.
I love that sweater on her. I want one. It looks so cozy.
It does. And then we're going to trim this out. I love the little floral and I like the color purple. You know, when I was small, purple was my favorite car. I used to tell my grandfather, I want a purple car. And then all of a sudden I stopped liking purple. It was my least favorite color. And now it's one of my favorite colors again.
I've never heard of a purple car.
I know, but when you're small,
like a lavender color,
I just wanted a purple car. I just remember saying that.
Did you get one?
No. I'm kind of ancient, Jackie, so.
I have the boring color car, blue.
Well, I think white is the new boring color. Everybody has a white car, including me. I have a white truck. Okay, so there we go, and I'm going to let you finish dressing your girl.
My girl. That's a song.
Do you know that girl was, this looks like Marlo Thomas. She was that girl in the show.
Oh, we have to name her.
We do. I think I'm going to name her Marlo.
Kind of like Merlot.
Kind of. Okay, so now I just want to point out that we are going to put this on here. But if you have some white chip showing, take your black pen, your marker, and just kind of go around it with your brush here. It'll blend right into the sticker. So that's why you never have to stress about these paper dolls. Never, right?
Never, never.
Yeah, just put that. I like to be perfect on my dolls. I take great care. And I know that you ladies out there really like to do that too because you show such beautiful work. And I feel I've been neglecting the doll art page, so I have to get back on that, don't I?
So yes, if you finish your page, as soon as you finish your page from this class, post it in the Krazy Kreations doll art groupies, and they will be kind of sad that they missed out on this. She's so cute.
And to tell you the truth, we had kind of a quick turnaround, so we didn't really offer it to a lot, did we? A lot of people.
No, but it is available on the website, so if you have a friend that would like to do this one, it's on there.
Yes, we did make extra because we were kind of on a tight turnaround. These shows, and being a couple people down, it really played havoc with us, you know. But we are getting back on track. Okay, look, Jackie, we did it.
We did it, so now we need to sign our work. We're going to fake it, but we are going to sign it. And name our girl. So Kara's suggestion is Marlo.
Right.
Which I think sounds like Merlot. Like the wine.
I know you do, but I like Marlo. It's like Marlo Thomas.
So funny. All right, well, we're going to pop back up on the screen here. We hope you had such a good time with us today, creating this wine tasting doll art journal page.
Marlo.
Marlo. And if you had fun with us, don't forget to do one of these.
Okay, yes, please do. And we will be having the next one coming out very soon. If you're on our subscription basis, then you'll get it automatically because they run on the 25th. And I hope that you'll join that so that you never miss out on one of these doll art journal pages.
Yeah, so the last day to sign up and get the next one will be the 25th of the month. So you have a little bit of time, but that way you know you never miss out on one.
Absolutely. So I hope you had as much fun as Jackie and I did. We're going to go off and get ourselves a glass of wine. So in that meantime, my name is Kara.
I'm Jackie.
And we will see you next time.